Won't be able to squeeze in this one, but I've heard that they are the best. I've heard that Point Michelle girls are the best. Yes, no. Not sure if my very good friend Mr. Matthew, I won't put him on the spot. Guys, it's time to bring you the morning news right here on your nation station, DBS Radio.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore has called for Dominicans to develop a culture of preparedness to deal more effectively with natural disasters. News from the region: the Guyana-based CARICOM Secretariat has announced that CARICOM Trade and Economic Development Ministers will meet later this month. And news from the international scene: the president of Ukraine says he's certain the war with Russia will come to an end as Donald Trump is the new U.S. president-elect. He's confident the war will end. The details of the morning news right after this.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS Radio on the go. www.dbcradio.net. Click the play button at the top and you're good to go with the nation station, DBS Radio.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore has called for Dominicans to develop a culture of preparedness to deal more effectively with natural disasters. He says preparedness is not only a government responsibility. His call came yesterday as the Office of Disaster Management organized the first ever public speaking competition for students at the office of the ODM at Jimit on Friday.
So it takes us back to the need for us to be prepared. The need for the word preparedness to be inculcated within our psyches and manifested in our general disposition, our practices. Because from a national standpoint, insofar as policy instruments are concerned, a government can do certain things. What we have done post-Hurricane Maria, we have built 3 hurricane shelters / resource centers. Next to you, you see this very big structure. And Dominica stands among a few countries within the OECS and CARICOM catchment who have buildings that have been deliberately built for that specific purpose. Right there, of course, 500 people can be housed. We have all the functionaries that are needed to ensure that it is fully functional in the event that these facilities have to be utilized. Industrial stove, power supply, alternate water supply, just name it. Casibros, similar, 300 people can be housed there. In Layo. And then your government has built scores of houses to house people. And those houses are almost hurricane-proof in the sense that they can withstand a Category 5 hurricane.
And that's the Minister for National Security, Rayburn Blackmore. He was speaking at the opening ceremony for the first ever public speaking competition for schools yesterday. The winners: in first place, Saisha Germain of the Wesley High School. In second place, Davidson Beaupierre from Castle Secondary School. And, of course, in third place, Amazing Berridge of the Orion Academy. These were the top students at the first ever public speaking competition organized by the Office of Disaster Management. Other news this morning: A young attorney at law has been encouraged to serve the public with integrity and dedication. Executive member of the Dominica Bar Association, Kalitza Benjamin, made the call as Andy Thomas of Portsmouth was called to the bar this week.
And you now stand among the ranks of a profession that holds a profound responsibility in society to uphold justice, to safeguard rights, and to serve the public with integrity and dedication. Now, as you embark on this path, remember that the role of an attorney extends far beyond the courtroom. It demands not only skill and intellect, but also empathy, resilience, to say the least, and a constant pursuit of knowledge, and that's both legal knowledge and an understanding of the society that you practice in. In our fraternity, you'll find a camaraderie and support in some places, and in others, you will find shared experiences of the challenges and the triumphs that come with practicing law. Seek wisdom from those who have walked this path before you. I am in my 10th year of practice now, and I must be grateful to those who I could call or email or WhatsApp to vet my legal and personal challenges at times, whether it be the Attorney General's chambers, Registry's office, or senior counsel themselves here. Therefore, my dear colleague, Ms. Thomas, you must contribute to our collective growth as a bar. For you represent us, and we, of course, we represent you. And I'm employing you to join the Dominica Bar Association.
And that's the executive member of the Dominica Bar Association, Kalitza Benjamin. Senior attorney at law, Lennox Lawrence, called on the Dominica's new attorney at law, Andy Thomas, to maintain an excellent character in the practice of law in Dominica.
There is nothing that would substitute an excellent character in the practice of the law. And in that regard, my lord, I would encourage the applicant to emulate her parents. Because, my lord, when one is fortunate to know her parents, you would know that her parents are among the persons with the highest, most dignified characters in the country. Secondly, my lord, there is no substitute for industry. And again, I would encourage the applicant, my lord, to emulate her parents, because that's what they exude, industry. And the final thing, my lord, which I would wish to urge the applicant, is that ambition is a condition which cannot be compromised in the legal profession. And again, emulate her parents. But I wish to commend the applicant as a person, my lord, who is not only fit and proper, which is the minimum standard, but a person, my lord, who is going to add to the profession, enhance the profession, my lord, and also bring the profession, my lord, to a level which is not only recognized in Dominica as being exceptional, but also regionally as well.
Senior attorney at law in Dominica, Lennox Lawrence. Junior Chamber International West Indies, JCI, is to launch a media literacy symposium for police officers at the police headquarters this morning at 10 o'clock. The media literacy symposium is part of UNESCO's Global Media and Information Literacy Campaign.
The symposium marks the first of several sessions that we plan to do across the region in celebration of the UNESCO's Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Through these sessions, our officers will gain vital competencies in effective social media use, crisis communication, and managing misinformation. As you know, JCI West Indies is part of the Global Junior Chamber International Network, and this is a non-profit organization dedicated to leadership development and creating positive change. We believe in the power of young leaders to make an impact, and this project really aligns perfectly with our mission to foster responsible citizenship and build stronger communities. So basically, by partnering with our law enforcement community, we are ensuring that the future of the West Indies of Dominica is informed, connected, and resilient. And we are indeed excited to see the outcomes of this collaboration and look forward to continue our work within our region and to continue to empower our region.
And that's Marita Hyacinth, 2024 JCI West Indies National President. The Public Service Union will host the Caribbean Public Service Association Conference in June-July 2025. Here is the General Secretary of the PSU, Thomas Leiter.
Well, right now we are actively preparing ourselves to host the next CPSA conference, Caribbean Public Service Association Conference in Dominica in June, July of next year. We have 3 members of our executive attending a very important meeting in Colombia right now, and we are engaging somebody to assist us with putting our shop store network together, because we believe that is very important. Over the years, we have been talking about a lack of participation, but we realize with a strong shop store network that can be done. So we are going to be recruiting an officer to assist in that area and to also assist us with recruitment and with training of our members. So these are the things that have been given priority at the present time.
And that's the General Secretary of the Public Service Union, Thomas Leiter. Other news this morning, a Wesley man has been released on bail of $75,000 after he was charged with unlawfully inciting to kill persons in Dominica. Coughlin Clint Roll is alleged to have made his statements on an internet Facebook podcast, namely the Wesley News Online, hosted by Randy Francis Prosper, by uttering in person to the public the following. He said, "Let me tell you honestly right now, and so I believe we need a militant leader. I also believe I don't mind I compromise myself. I go in to say it." He said, "I believe we have to look at the possibility of killing them. That's the way they're going to come out there, and to kill them, you understand." His statement also said, "Yes, we're living in a funny Dominica, and the only way to get those politicians to understand the plight of the people, we now have to resort to violence. It's violence that will take them out. Yes, they can say I inciting, that is what that need to happen. That is the only way. All the electoral reform and them things there, it's not going to work. And the only way those people are going to come out is by the gun." Mr. Roll has been asked to submit his travel documents to the court, and he is to report to the police station in Wesley twice a week. He has been asked not to reoffend while on bail. He is to return to court on the 10th of January 2025 in Wesley. The accused is represented by David Bruni and Ronald Charles. News from the region now. The Guyana-based CARICOM Secretariat has announced that CARICOM Trade and Economic Development Ministers will meet later this month. It said that the November 27 to 28 ministerial meeting will be chaired by Antigua and Barbuda's Trade Minister Everly Paul Chet Green, and that senior trade officials from the region have advanced preparation for the 59th ministerial meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development quoted during a 2-day virtual meeting last week. The Secretariat added that among the external trade relations matters on the agenda of the ministerial meeting are key multinational development emanating from the 13th World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference and CARICOM Colombia concluding negotiations for additional preferential market access. Finally, this morning, the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, says he's certain the war with Russia will end sooner than otherwise once Donald Trump becomes U.S. President. Zelensky says he has held constructive exchange with Donald Trump, and he's confident the war will end. It is 15 minutes now after 7 o'clock. That's news. The sports report comes up shortly.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
One easy loan.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
To upgrade my phone and even my home with one simple loan.
More money.
To have your wedding, to go traveling, to do anything.
More money.
No security. Speed delivery, just check NBT. Apply anytime. In branch online, it's more money time.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
No collateral.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Speedy delivery.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Just check NBT.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
And the fact that Mike Tyson goes 8 two-minute rounds with a guy more than half his age, that has to mean something as well, Roy.
At 58 years old.
Yep. Everything has to be put in perspective. 10 seconds, Roy.
Well, Iron Mike Tyson showed a few moments of what once made him the baddest man on the planet. But at the end of the day, Father Time showed why it remains undefeated. As Iron Mike Tyson lost in a unanimous decision to YouTube sensation Jake Paul in the early hours of this morning. Over 200 million people around the world tuned in to view the fight on Netflix. The 58-year-old Tyson had a good first round against the 27-year-old, but Paul dominated the other 7 rounds to win on the judges' scorecard. Mike Tyson was gracious in defeat.
So are you happy with what you did out there tonight?
Absolutely happy, yes.
Are you surprised it went the distance?
No, I knew he was a good fighter. I knew he was prepared. I came to fight.
You know, 58, a lot of people thought you shouldn't be here. A lot of people thought you'd be done and dusted in the first round. Do you feel like you proved the world wrong, that you could at least go 8 rounds with a younger man?
I didn't prove nothing to anybody, only to myself. I'm not one of those guys that look to please the world. I'm just happy with what I can do.
Could I ask about the knee brace? Were you dealing with an injury going into the fight?
Yeah, but I can't use that for an excuse, because if I did, I wouldn't be in here.
And that's Iron Mike Tyson losing last night. Well, let's move on to some football news. The head coach of the men's senior national football team, Ellington Sabin, says Dominica will be gunning for some revenge when they meet Group D leaders, the Dominican Republic, as their campaign in the CONCACAF Nation League resumes this evening. Dominica currently sits in 3rd place in Group D on 3 points and needs to avoid a 4th place finish to remain in League B for the next season. The national team lost 2-0 to the Dominican Republic in the first leg in Antigua in September. Coach Sabin says he has done his homework and brought in some reinforcements and is confident the team will have better results.
I've been there for a few days and we got some sessions in, so it's just about going tomorrow and deliver in the game. The guys look sharp in the session, so it's like I say, just go in and deliver in the game tomorrow.
All right, go in and deliver tomorrow. Coach, what sort of adjustments do you plan on making following what transpired against the Dominican Republic in the first leg in Antigua?
I brought in some personal changes. The scheme retired, so we had to replace the scheme. I brought in some other players who are available for the last window, as well as making use of the players that were already on the squad. So tomorrow and next Tuesday is about utilizing the players that are at our disposal and trying and bring home positive results.
All right, let's talk about some of the players being drafted in. Fitzgerald, Jamal Prosper, Julian Wade. Well, Jamal Prosper, he hasn't featured with the national team for a while, but the last time the public saw him, he was, quite a solid defender. Quick word on him.
Jamal was unavailable for personal reasons. He made himself available for this window. We're grateful for that. I'm looking forward to see what he and the rest of the players bring to the national team for the games.
All right, Coach. Mentally, in sort of the preparations for that game, the Dominican Republic beat us the last time. So, what has been the words to the players, headed into the encounter?
Well, mentally, we try and trigger something in the players. We did some mental activations with the players for the past few days. The Dominican Republic team has been trying their best to offset us, but we're not going to be done by that. We're just going to play the game tomorrow and hopefully come out with the result that we need.
All right, Coach. So we're looking to stay up in League B. We have 2 games to do, so 6 points on the table. Of course, we're starting off with the Dominican Republic. What will be the direct message to the team?
Well, the 2 games I'm coming up are really and truly testimonial games for Chad Bertrand, who has recently announced his retirement from international football. So we're going to go and try our best to get the 6 points for Chad Bertrand. That is the plan going into the game, to go and fight, give the energy that Chad brings to the field, and try and give him 2 good games before he departs us.
And as you mentioned, Chad announcing his retirement, as his coach, how much of a loss is that for you? How would you describe Chad Bertrand?
Yeah, losing any player, whether it be Chad Bertrand or just Kim Williams or any other player who has chose to retire, and we want to thank them for their services. We want to thank them for the dedication that they have brought to the country over the past couple of years. Chad had stopped with international football due to his injury. I actually went and persuaded him to come back for one last hurrah. It didn't work out as we had planned, but we're grateful for the effort that he put in and the knowledge and the guidance that he has brought to the youthful players of the squad, as well as some of the senior players out there before him. He and his team has brought some guidance to the players, and we want to thank them for that and for their services.
National football coach Ellington Sabin kickoff in the Dominican Republic match is at 7 o'clock tonight. The starting 11 will be picked from Glenson Prince, Julian Wade, Jamal Prosper, Dante Newton, Jerome Burkhardt, Travis Joseph, Corbin Paul, Fitzgerald, Eustace Marshall, Giovanni Xavier, Cassim Pelletier, Marcus Bridas, Jaim Maxime, Braille Thomas, Chad Bertrand, Kian Thomas, Malachi Bonney, Javi George, Troy Jules, Odell Laville, the Mario Challenger, Savio Anselm, and Dante Warrington. A big match for Dominica Joseph Fadul. We wish the Dominican players very well as they go out against the Dominican Republic tonight at 7 o'clock. The former West Indies captain, now cricket commentator, Carlos Brathwaite believes that the West Indies top order needs to be more consistent if they are to salvage any positive results against England. The West Indies are trailing 3-0 in the T20 series and can only salvage some pride with the remaining 2 matches. The 4th T20 is set for this afternoon in St. Lucia.
Because we're West Indians, we know the power we have. There was a CPL where it was difficult pitch to start on, and teams will be 4 and 5 down in the first 10 and still get 180. That's still quite very possible. But if you're 5 down in the power play, you lose all chance of maximising any potential that you'd have to make the most of it. Rodman Powell tried his best, and you're then asking him to play those shots, but in between those shots, you can't be as expressive as you'd want. And as a result, 50, a little slower than he would want as well, but it was very necessary. So can the top order give him a little bit more to begin with to come in with on the tins, so he can be a little bit more expressive and turn those 50 off 40 balls into potentially 50 off 25, maybe even 60 and 70 that could take West Indies to a winning total.
Former West Indies captain, now cricket commentator, Carlos Brathwaite. Meanwhile, the left-arm seamer Obed McCoy has been added to the 15-man squad for the West Indies as replacement for the medium pacer Matthew Ford for the remainder of the 5-match T20 series against England in St. Lucia. Ford sustained a left thigh injury during training on Wednesday. Dominica's Alec Athanaze has kept his place in the West Indies Test squad for the upcoming series against Bangladesh. Athanaze, who was dropped from the one-day and T20 squads following a disappointing run, joins Kavem Hodge as the two Dominicans in the lineup for the series, which begins on November 22 with the first Test match in Antigua. The West Indies team will be led by Craig Brathwaite. The rest of the team is Joshua De Silva, the vice-captain, Alec Athanaze, Casey Cati, Justin Greaves, Kavem Hodge, Tevim Inlak, Alzari Joseph, Shama Joseph, Michael Louis, Anderson Phillip, Kema Roach, Jaden Seals, Kevin Sinclair, and Jomel Wawikan. Meanwhile, ahead of the Test series, the Test captain Craig Brathwaite will lead a Cricket West Indies Select 11 for the two-day warm-up match against Bangladesh, which starts tomorrow in Antigua. Some netball news now. Defending Sports Division Secondary School's netball champions, the Convent High School, kicked off their title defenses with crushing wins as that tournament got underway on Friday at Windsor Park. The Convent High School under-16, the team they kept the Northeast Comprehensive B team scoreless as the Convent High School won 41 goals to nil. Scoring for the Convent High School, Norlis Didier, she had 31 from 37 attempts, and Gregoire made 10 from 19. The Convent High School under-20 team also made light work out of the Dominica Grammar School, winning 58-5. Scoring for the Convent High School, Monique Edwards, who had 28 goals from 42 tries, and Kenya John 30 from 36. While scoring for the Dominica Grammar School, Rochelle Marshall had 2 from 3, and Timothy 3 from 5. And the Dominica State College beat Academics 19-17. Scoring for the Academics, Nayoka James had 12 goals from 23 tries, and Mauricia Andrew 5 from 16. While for the Dominica State College, Nayabel Paquette had 11 from 13, and Robin 5 from 10. Matches will continue next Friday. Some Domino news. The round of 16 in the National Domino League is set for this weekend at the Woodbridge Bayport. Here is the Public Relations Officer for the Dominica Domino Association, Martin Anthony Scotland.
After an exciting round of 32 last Saturday, the following teams will participate in the round of 16 at the Twilight Bar, Woodbridge Bayport, on Saturday the 16th of November 2024. Storm, the number 1 ranked team, will take on Seawood King Blasters, ranked number 16. Gilly Boy, ranked number 2, will take on Eclipse, ranked number 12. Valiance, also ranked number 2, will take on One Love, who's ranked at number 10. Element Agencies, ranked number 3, will take on ranked number 8 side, Roadside. Ranked number 3 also, BNS Stars, will take on ranked number 8 team, Green City. Palm Boys, ranked number 4, will take on Brain, ranked at number 7. Wake Up Stars, ranked number 4 also, will take on ranked number 6 team, New Block. While Golden Stars and ranked number 5 will take on Warriors, who are ranked number 6. Let's also note that the games, BNS Stars versus Green City and Wake Up Stars versus New Block, has been rescheduled because members, some of the players from Green City and New Block have traveled overseas to play in some domino competition, play in a freehand domino competition.
And that's the Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Domino Association, Martin Anthony Scotland. Dominica's top special athletes will be on show as the Special Olympic National Games will take place tomorrow at Lindo Park in Goodwill. Special Olympics Director Ainsworth Irish says over 30 athletes are expected to take part in the event.
Special Olympics National Games itself is slated for Sunday, 17th November, starting from 10 o'clock at the Lindo Park facility in Goodwill. This is the first time in 25 years that the Special Olympics will be hosting the Games at the Lindo Park, and we can only hope that many patrons as possible will turn out and come and see our special athletes on the field of play. Of course, we expect the Honorable Miriam Blanchard to give a brief address at the opening ceremony. And of course, the Minister of Sports, Mr. Oscar George, has already consented to be present at the opening ceremony. Mr. Brendan Williams, the President of the Dominica Athletics Association, will be our celebrity. He will declare the games open, and of course, we expect all the dignitaries to be in attendance. So, it's our 25th Special Olympics National Games. We expect some 30 athletes to be on parade as the lighted torch will grace the presence there at the games with a short little walk into the park. And certainly, we expect it to be something to remember.
Special Olympics Director Ainsworth Irish. New Zealand's legendary seam bowler Tim Southey has announced that he will retire from Test cricket on his home ground in Hamilton next month at the conclusion of England's tour of New Zealand. The 35-year-old Tim Southey has claimed 385 Test wickets in 104 appearances to date, second among New Zealanders behind Sir Richard Hadlee, and is set to bring his career full cycle and that's having debuted against England as a 19-year-old in March 2008. He will, however, make himself available for the World Test Championship final at Lord's in June if New Zealand qualifies. Southey recently played a key role in New Zealand's historic 3-0 series win in India, the first by a visiting team since 2012-2013. Tim Southey will be remembered as New Zealand's most prolific bowler in international cricket with 770 wickets across formats to date, ahead of Daniel Vittori. No other bowler in international cricket has matched his feat of reaching 300 Test wickets, 200 one-day international wickets, and 100 T20 international wickets. Tim Southey is to call it a day in Test cricket. Finally, this morning, India picked up a 135-run win over South Africa in the 4th T20 International on Friday. India have now captured the 5-match series 3-1 with one game remaining. Having won the toss, India elected to bat first. They posted 283 for 1. Varma got 120 not out and Sanju Samson 109 not out. Their 210-run partnership marks the highest for India in any wicket in T20 internationals and is also the highest for the second wicket in T20 internationals. South Africa, in reply, got off to a rocky start, losing 4 wickets for 10 runs. They were then bowled out for 148. Tristan Stubbs top scored with 43, David Miller 36. Ashdeep Singh took 3 for 20, India winning the game handsomely. And what a win for India. 2 of their players scoring hundreds in their T20 encounter. That too is a look at the DBS Morning News and Sports. We'll bring you another major news package at 1:15. Of course, coming up very soon, the insert of the package. And we want to remind you, 9:30 this morning, of course, Nigel and Ivona will bring you their major program on radio. And of course, the program, as you well know, Connecting the Dots on DBS, that comes up between 9:30 and 11 o'clock. And who do they have on the program today? A well-known person, an insurance personality, excellent insurance personality, a sports supporter. She's supported sports throughout many years. Cheryl Roll will be the guest on the program. You don't want to miss Cheryl Roll on the radio this morning. What a lady in Dominica received a National Day Award a few days ago. Congratulations, Cheryl Roll. It's nice to have you on DBS live this morning between 9:30 and 11 o'clock. That's how we'll end the DBS Major Morning News. Joseph Fadul, thank you for linking so beautifully again this morning. We'll work with you again in the course of next week. Curtis Matthew saying good morning.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. Your lunchtime news bulletin, and at 6 in the evening, the DBS Evening News. Call us at 448-4302. Listen on www.dbcradio.net. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/DBS Radio. Stay on top of the nation's news with your nation station, DBS.
It's time to bring you this morning's edition of the Insert of the Package. This morning's edition of the Insert of the Package is brought to you compliments of our very good friends at A&A Low Price Center.
A&A Low Price Center in the village of Calabishi offers the best prices for the freshest products ever. One-stop convenient shopping at A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi. For your foods, your everyday needs, snacks, liquor, dry goods, and more. Just about everything located in the flat of Calabishi, directly in the center of the village. Come to A&A Low Price Center on the highway in Calabishi. A&A Low Price Center is family owned and operated. It is fully computerized, VAT compliant, low toll, credit card and top-up capabilities. Stop at A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi today or call 445-7655. Drop us an email at analowprice@gmail.com. A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit us today. Just walk in and be happy you did.
And this morning's Insert of the Package is coming from the morning newscast, where a young attorney at law has been encouraged to serve the public with integrity and dedication. Executive member of the Dominica Bar Association, Carlita Benjamin, made the call as Andis Thomas of Portsmouth was called to the bar this week.
And you now stand among the ranks of a profession that holds a profound responsibility in society to uphold justice, to safeguard rights, and to serve the public with integrity and dedication. Now, as you embark on this path, remember that the role of an attorney extends far beyond the courtroom. It demands not only skill and intellect, but also empathy, resilience, to say the least, and a constant pursuit of knowledge, and that's both legal knowledge and an understanding of the society that you practice in. In our fraternity, you'll find a camaraderie and support in some places, and in others, you will find shared experiences of the challenges and the triumphs that come with practicing law. Seek wisdom from those who have walked this path before you. I am in my 10th year of practice now, and I must be grateful to those who I could call or email or WhatsApp to vet my legal and personal challenges at times, whether it be the Attorney General's Chambers, Registry's Office, or Senior Counsel themselves here. Therefore, my dear colleague, Ms. Thomas, you must contribute to our collective growth as a bar. For you represent us, and we, of course, we represent you, and I'm employing you to join the Dominica Bar Association.
Executive member of the Dominica Bar Association, Carlita Benjamin, and of course that was our insert of the package right here on your nation station, DBS Radio. 7:40 is the morning time on your nation station, DBS Radio, and it's time to bring you this morning's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. This segment is the general announcements.
And now, your community.
But just before we head over to the community bulletin board, let's bring you this morning's edition of the weather report on DBS Radio. Right here, this morning's edition of the weather report is brought to you compliments of the good folks at Big Edge and Flow.
Make weather information a part of your daily life. Listen to the weather report after the morning news and at 1:10 p.m. daily on DBS Radio. A message from the Dominica Meteorological Service, your trusted source for weather information.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances, you've got the edge. Help is coming your way. You've got big edge for those days when you're running low. Big edge is the place to go. Big edge, the cash can be in your hand with the easiest payment plan. Big edge, cash in a flash.
And we say good morning to Keisha Dubig with this morning's edition of the Weather Report on DBS Radio.
Good morning. The weather reports from the Dominica Meteorological Service at Douglas Charles Airport for today, Saturday, November 16, as recorded at 7 a.m. Today's weather is expected to be fair to partly cloudy and slightly hazy at first, becoming partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Conditions at Douglas Charles Airport were fair with slight dusties and adjacent showers. Surface winds west-northwesterly at 4 knots or 7 kilometers per hour. Present temperature 23 degrees Celsius or 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Yesterday's rainfall at the Douglas Charles Airport was nil, and the total rainfall for the month so far is 125.1 millimeters. The sun will set today at 5:42 p.m. and rise tomorrow at 6:09 a.m. The next high tide today will be at 3:07 p.m. and the low tides will be at 8:51 a.m. and 10:19 p.m. The weather outlook for Dominica and the Les Antilles. A rich pattern will be dominant across the island during today. Low-level clouds moving the wind flow are expected to result in occasional cloudy skies with some showers. Light winds and daytime heating could enhance afternoon showers with possible isolated thunderstorms. People in areas prone to flooding and falling rocks should be on alert. Wetter conditions are likely across the area from tonight into Sunday due to an increase in moisture levels. Moderate seas are expected in the next 24 to 48 hours, with waves peaking to 7 feet along the northern for eastern coastlines. All sea users are advised to exercise caution. Now for the forecast for today and tonight. Synopsis. A high pressure system is a dominant feature. Forecast for today and tonight. Fair to partly cloudy and slightly hazy at first, becoming partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Wind easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Sea conditions moderate with waves peaking 1.5 to 2 meters or 5 to 7 feet. A small craft advisory is in effect. Please remember, we are still in hurricane season. For updated information on weather conditions, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call 266-4490 for further information. Like our Facebook page, Dominica Meteorological Service. Follow us on Instagram at Dominica Mets. Follow our WhatsApp channel 618-3469. Reporting out Douglas Charles Airport, I'm Keisha Dubik.
Okay, Max, if I'm going to steal Christmas this year, I'll need a smart TV to keep an eye on the who's, a smartphone to call for backup, cash, and a stove to bake this ham. Seriously, I can get all this for free if I sign up for Flow.
We're Christmasing with thousands of gifts even the Grinch would love. Sign up for